The Kennedys are proof that God is real and he doesn't like it when you're
Irish people?
sexually promiscuous.
Oh, there's a curse, and it was at its peak with JFK getting his head famously shot off in front of everybody. You either get shot in the head or you lose your voice.
Yeah. That's what happened with
JFK.
He was on that dang Dallas trip.
Yeah, and he wasn't getting
Could
laid.
not get any strange.
Yeah.
His head exploded.
Oh, and Jackie Onassis was like, honey, don't worry about it. When the parade is over, I'll you off and it'll be good. He's like, dear, I don't think I can make it that long. The precious building.
He's going, I got one of those migraines.
Hurry up, get me out of here. And then boom, done, gone. Opa, welcome back.
Honestly, I didn't know you were going to land the plane, but you did.
Well, because they
Sullenberger over here.
Yeah, they call me Chesley. That's a messed up name, man. Chesley? Because you want to say Chelsea when you see it. Sorry.
I thought it was Chelsea.
Yeah, no, it's Chesley.
That explains. I saw him at a benefit event, and I called him Chelsea, and he did not respond.
Wait, you met him?
I tried to.
Wow, that sucks for you. Sorry about my appearance, folks. I don't know what's going on. I'm breaking out.
Literally, he comes in here. I did not notice any of it. And he looks at me and he goes, do not bring it up on the show. First thing he does is bring it up.
Well, because I wanted to preempt it.
You wanted to get out in front of it, for sure. You want to control the narrative over your own around your own stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think it's stress? The eye twitch, the acne? My man is stressed out.
The eye twitch has kind of alleviated itself, but these two things I've got, one on my forehead, one on my chin. I think the one on my chin is just a run-of-the-mill pimple, but the one on my forehead I think is a spider bite because a few nights ago I noticed a dead spider near my bed. And
do you think it has anything to do with the fact that you will not put sheets on your bed?
What? I mean, I got a sheet on my pillowcase. That counts for something.
I'm genuinely so grossed out.
I just need to buy new sheets because I don't want to put my gray ones on.
It's been months.
No,
they're gray, but they started out white. I don't know what's going on at this man's house.
I like to think, though, that the spider bit me and then died because I've just got...
Because of the stench coming from the mattress.
No, the mattress is fine. I've been sleeping. I sleep clean. I sleep very clean. Though there are a few flies in my apartment today, and I don't know where they came from. But anywho, welcome back, everyone. We've got a great episode.
We failed you, though.
How did we fail?
Last week, I kind of said it was maybe a bit presumptuous and maybe too, what's the word, aggressive to think we were going to have big news for you this week. But
oh, right.
I'm almost positive this week that next week we're gonna have big. I think
this is big.
No.
Like, that thing. Yeah, that whole thing. Yeah.
I would say, I don't want to jinx it, but I would say if we don't have a big announcement next week, something went wrong.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Blankicide pact or something.
No, just it better
work.
We'll have something.
I need to get insurance, by the way.
Health insurance?
No, actually, Kaiser's been giving me the runaround, but renter's insurance.
Oh,
it's a good idea.
That's
Let's go right into the comment of the week, shall we? So number one comes, by the way, on the app, I don't know if nobody has seemed to notice or call it out, but we got new emojis for all the little
I just can't imagine anyone really cares.
Well, I thought that it'd be fun for everyone, so I asked the nice people at the company.
I was shocked when I saw this email come across my inbox. I said, for whom?
Well, because the little fire emoji when you're a new member at benandemilshow.com, and I thought, man, the fire emoji is the same whether you're 1 month or 5 months, and I thought that's kind of boring. Like, let's change it up.
If you're the developer who was forced to do this because Ben sent an email,
shout out. It's
huge
easy.
shout out, and we're joking. People really do care. They love it. People are flipping for it.
They've been talking about it a lot. So anyway, Danny, who's got the monkey emoji, said Ben looks like he'd be a bass player in a band comprised of blind mice, and he pretends that he's also a blind mouse. Don't really understand what that means.
I don't either, but it really makes me laugh. I sent that one to Ben.
Yeah.
And this other one is really good.
And this other one comes from Jiggly Tatas. Nice. The comment reads, Hawk Pua. Shit on that thing. Yeah, that's very you, buddy.
How do you feel about the meme that people are doing where they
I know exactly. Go ahead. No, say it.
Wait, then say which one I'm going to do.
The one where they're on the one side they've got the Haley Welch, and then they're saying, "Boy, this week on the Talk to a podcast, she talked about nuclear fission."
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, another one. Wow, yeah, another one of these jokes where
All
you
right,
guys
don't get Ben started on the Twitter algorithm again.
Jesus.
I will say, I've said it again. I've said it before. I am constantly chasing that high of. We just didn't know how good we had it. I miss my algorithm so much. I had a perfect little thing where I could see all my little news.
I miss tweeting.
And when there was a thing happening, it was the place to be to follow it.
Yeah.
Someone suggested it, and I have been kind of using it a little bit. Substack basically has the notes feature, which is almost like Twitter, but it oftentimes leads to an article someone wrote or something. But it's been nice for just straight news, but it's not the same.
For straight news?
Yeah.
So you don't follow gay news?
I'm out on gay news at the moment, but I'm open. It's also just literally pretty much every time we come in to record, I'm fresh off of some just being rotted out from some horrible thing I've seen on Twitter. Just literally today before we came in, there was that's the thing. I've no control over it. It now just appears on my shit. But there was this woman going.
What was she doing?
She was talking about how she lets. I guess she's a porn star or something.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen her in my life. She's talking about in a video about how she goes to different towns. She's British, and lets 18-year-old guys to celebrate for starting university or whatever.
Uh-huh.
She posts her hotel or whatever, and she says, "Come have sex with me.
Come here and have sex with me."
And then
you're starting university. You're going to have sex with me. You're 18 years old.
I clicked her profile.
Here's my hotel.
And she's just obviously making the rounds on podcasts and stuff and talking about how the podcast hosts are just going, and so you said you had sex with 200 young men in a week when you were in Northampton? And she's like, yeah. And I did.
Yeah, about 200.
And I did 28 in one night.
I did 28 in one night. I was right chuffed, proper chuffed. My legs were shaking. Could hardly move. Could hardly get on the tube to go home.
I don't know. But I just want my algorithm back.
He just wants his algorithm back.
My life back. I don't want to see this.
I just don't want to be stressed anymore. Well, folks, we've got a great episode for you today. We're going to be talking all about the real life succession. That's right. It's actually, the more I read, the more I learned.
That was the funniest thing about it.
What?
So, I mean, we're going to be talking about the Rupert Murdoch stuff. There's a big fight for basically the future of Fox and News Corp. But I obviously knew that Succession was based on the Murdoch family. But I didn't quite know the extent of how similar they are. And
me too. As I'm reading, I'm like, oh, this is silly.
Is fucking plot lines from Succession.
But and if we got time, we're going to be talking about some new ads that YouTube is rolling out that we're not really big fans of. John Mulaney absolutely roasted the nerds at the Salesforce Dreamforce convention or something. And if we got time, we'll talk about this Solana breakpoint thing for their shitty coin. Anywho,
if we got time, we'll Hawk Pua shit on that.
Yeah, we'll Hawk Pua and we'll shit on that thing. All right, so how about cue the intro if we haven't already. I don't know where the hell that goes.
Who knows where it goes?
Yeah, maybe it already happened. Maybe it already happened at this point. So, folks, when you look at the political landscape in America and much of the world today, you can pretty much trace it all back and thank one person. That's right, Rupert Murdoch, the Australian-born newspaper news media magnate.
Which this is the kind of freak stuff you like, you little wallowweeb. This is the kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, I love it. Just because he's Aussie,
he's
I automatically love him.
He's one of your homegrown boys.
Yeah. So he's had a ton of editorial control over his huge media empire, which includes Fox News and obviously a ton of the current conservative political narratives that have really taken a stranglehold on the United States.
Also News Corp, which encompasses, so Fox is basically all of the kind of TV holdings and everything, and then News Corp is his massive newspaper holding of, hundreds of publications, with Wall Street Journal is probably the most popular one, the New York Post as well. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he's got
a lot of them. But now, lately, his precious conservative media empire could change drastically if he croaks soon, which could mean the end of the likes of Fox News as we know it. And we're going to explain why in this episode. But first, how about a little bit of history?
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about this little
This was born... Oh, can you say that on YouTube?
That this was born?
I don't know if you're allowed to say that specific curse. It's like the C word. You can't say it. Oh, who cares? We'll find out.
We'll find out if we get fucking...
flagged. He was born in 1931 in Melbourne. His dad owned the Melbourne Herald when he was 21. His dad died, so he left. So Rupert left Oxford to take it over. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to stop doing that.
Do you think he's a Swans fan?
Probably not. I don't think that I think he's such an old...
Well, someone commented on your Swans talk saying, typical finance bro, Swans fan.
I guess I would later find out that the Swans are beloved by... It's like a more hoity-toity fan base, I guess.
It makes sense.
So call me a hoity-toity all you want. Swans rules.
Him and Rupert Murdoch in the box watching the Swans.
I'm a swan till I die, and you know about swans. They're beautiful, but you better watch out because they'll bite you. They'll bite you. They'll protect their young. Yeah, and we were also ugly babies, bitch. Hey, gang, we got to take a quick break to thank one of our best sponsors, MOOMOO. Yeah, that's right, MOOMOO. Well, you've heard us talking about MOOMOO. We just wanted to take a moment to highlight some of the favorite features, some of my favorite features, at least. Number one, we got the institutional tracker. You ever wonder how do you know who's buying what? What are the big money fellas doing? Well, that's what the institutional tracker does. It keeps tabs on what the big players are doing by using 13F reports. That's what they're called when those big guys file them, and data from various exchanges. You can see and keep up to date with what the big funds are buying and selling. So, like for example, Bill Ackman's Pershing Square recently bought Nike, which signals that they think it's a good buying opportunity, and it helped boost Nike stock by over 5% on August 15th. So you can track these kinds of moves to spot potential buys. Speaking of tracking moves, you've also got trend projections. You can analyze the last 30 days of a stock's candlestick pattern and compare them to the historical trends of up to 100 different but similar candlestick charts of different stocks. It gives you a probability distribution for the stock's potential future movements, helping you forecast potential gains or losses and time your trades. I've used stuff like this before. It's massively helpful because sometimes you see a stock chart set up and you think, oh man, I wish I had something to compare this to. Boom, you've got it right there in the MOOMOO app. You can also use their drawing tool, so you can draw your own lines, use Fibonacci retracement tools, all sorts of things to measure pullbacks, potential breakouts, and of course, you're getting low fees. You're getting low trading fees. You can trade U.S. stocks, ETFs, and options with zero commission, with no minimum deposit required, no account maintenance fees, but there are other fees that may apply. You can check out moomoo.com/US/pricing to see that. And yeah, Emil, why don't you tell them about the bonus you get when you sign up? That's the big part.
If that's not enough, and I don't know why that wouldn't be enough, we got more. And you're going, oh my God, there's more. Yeah, there's more. Okay. Can we talk about the welcome bonus for a second? New users are greeted with a generous welcome bonus upon signing up, adding an exciting boost to their trading experience right from the start. Number two, deposit $100 and get 5 free stocks. Deposit $1,000 and get 10 additional free stocks.
Ooh.
Pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Number 3, the transfer in bonus. Get a 1.5% cash reward on your initial transfer amount up to $300.
So that's it, folks. Check out MooMoo. It'll be good for you. Check it out. The description. The link is in the description. So yeah, he took over the his dad died when he was 21, and he owned this fledgling little newspaper, and he turned it into a huge success, and he started acquiring and expanding. He took over the Sunday Times in Perth and a bunch of other smaller newspapers in Australia, including the Sydney tabloid, the Daily Mirror. And that's the big thing right there, because Rupert Murdoch is basically credited with creating the tabloid. Like, he's the godfather, the father, the mother, the Holy Spirit of the tabloid.
Yeah, doesn't he have a funny line about, like, I just want it splashed with tits?
I was going to get to that.
Oh.
Yeah, he said that. Damn, that sounded pretty good. But you sounded more British than Australian.
Well,
you sounded like Mick Jagger. I just want it smashed with tits, yeah? Yeah? Some big babies. And the way he went about creating the tabloid is he took these otherwise boring-ass newspapers and he just filled them up with sports and scandal coverage and eye-catching headlines. In 1972, he acquired the Daily Telegraph. He bought The Sun in the UK in 1969. He turned that into a tabloid. And that's when he said, he told the editor, I can't even do it now because I want to do a British voice. He said, I want a tearaway paper with lots of tits in it. So he said, I want a tearaway paper, right, with lots of tits in it.
He kind of invented the
titty.
He invented the tit.
Yeah.
No, he invented the current Twitter algorithm, basically. Reactionary politics.
Yes.
Tits.
Yeah, hell yeah. We can thank him for that.
Pussy in bio.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then,
Pussy in bio.
The cheap fast food content bullshit.
Yeah, man. The easy to digest, the in the 90s, it was, what was it, like Bat Boy discovered in cave? That was all. Did you remember seeing that? It was like
I don't remember Bat Boy in the cave.
Black and white photo with like fangs and.
Oh yeah.
I, as a naive child, was like, I assumed that tabloids were the truth, which to some extent they can be. But yeah, reading those, I'm like, wow, why is nobody talking about this? They found like aliens, and it was like pictures of Bill Clinton shaking hands with it's just ridiculous shit. But so. He moves. He starts acquiring stuff in the United States in 1973. More titties. He started acquiring shit in the United States in 1973 with the San Antonio Express News. He then moved to New York and he founded Star Magazine, as we all know and love. And in 1976, I keep wanting to call him. I don't even know. It keeps. It's hard for me to say Rupert Murdoch. Rupert Murdoch bought the New York Post. And in 1985, he became a naturalized citizen so that he could be able to legally own a United States-based television station. Because apparently you foreigners can't do that. Nope, can't do it. You got to become a citizen first.
Or
then you can buy a TV station.
Are you sure they don't just have to register as foreign agents or whatever?
Foreign Asians? I don't know. I don't know. Ask a Japanese person. I really couldn't tell you. But you might be right. So in 86, Rupert took over the Herald and the Weekly Times, which was the largest news publisher in Australia. In 1999, he got his grubby little fingers into what?
Don't bang on the desk.
Oh, whoops. He got his grubby little fingers into music. He bought a controlling share in some Australian record label called Mushroom Records. He had his son James manage the entity that came out of that when he merged it with Festival Records, and they created Festival Mushroom Records. In the 80s, things really started to take a change. He buys a stake in 20th Century Fox. That was... Isn't it crazy that they ended up changing it to 21st?
We're conservative now.
Yeah. And eventually he bought 6 television stations to form the Fox Broadcasting Company. And then in 1996, he gets into cable news with the Fox News Channel being born. doing 24-hour cable news, competing with Ted Turner's CNN, which was, I believe, the first to do it, the 24-hour news network. And they absolutely dominated. 9 out of 10 of the top cable news television stations, or TV shows were coming out of Fox News. And at the same time, he was merging his British TV network, Sky Television, with the British satellite broadcasting company to form B-Sky B, dominating the British pay TV market. Plenty of tits. Plenty of tits. None of the shits.
You gotta give them, that's a pretty good. I'm tuning into Plenty of Shits. None of the
B-Sky B. All the tits. None of the shits. Stay tuned. And he just went on a spree from there on out. He bought a stake in DirecTV. I couldn't, going through all of the things that he bought or acquired or took a stake in, it's truly too long to list. He had a stake in DirecTV. They got, almost immediately when Fox Broadcasting was created, they had a deal with the NFL to air NFL games almost every night. The movies, obviously. Titanic, anybody?
There's
some tits in that movie.
Famously got into social networks a little bit. Everyone's favorite website. MySpace. Who do you think fucked it? Rupert Murdoch, everybody.
Yeah.
He was like...
Not enough tits.
Not enough ads. We can make this website unusable.
And didn't he sell it to Justin Timberlake? They bought it for like $700 million.
I think... over $500 million.
And then they sold it for pennies on the dollar.
They literally thought they were going to be printing money with MySpace.
Yep. Nope. Instead, they were printing toilet paper.
And now that guy, Tom, gets to live and do whatever the hell he wants.
Oh, man. Good for him.
Good for Tom.
We really do love him. And then Avatar, obviously, they scored huge box office successes. He bought IGN Entertainment. And he even, I did not even know this, but he bought, you guys know the Dow Jones? Like the industrial average, the stock market.
Answer him.
Answer me, please.
Do you know it?
Please. He bought the Dow Jones and Company. First, he made an offer to the family, and the family was like, no. And then they came back and said, actually, go ahead, buy it from us for like $8 billion or something like that. And then so that entailed Wall Street Journal, Barron's, Smart Money.
Real Logan Roy shit.
Real Logan Roy shit. And then 2013, News Corp. Is it News Corp? Yeah, because Core would have an S at the end.
I said News Corp.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And I don't know if I'm right, but I don't care.
Yeah. So 2013, News Corp is formed.
He's good.
By spinning off from 21st Century Fox to include the Dow Jones, News UK, which is the Sun and the Times, News Corp Australia, plus some real estate shit. He owns Realtor.com, and the book publisher HarperCollins. Yeah, they're even in book publishing. So he steps down as the CEO of 21st Century Fox in 2015, but owned it until Disney bought it in 2019. They bought all that shit and spun off, and he still owns some TV assets and the Fox Corporation, including Fox News. And throughout all of this, he, of course, had political allies that helped him. It was scratch my back, I'll scratch you, scratch your back. Also, mutual sucking and fucking, jerking each other off, given favorable coverage in his newspapers.
It's a great big suck and fuck.
It's a great big suck and fuck for decades in the UK. Tony Blair, I think he helped get elected. He loved Ronald Reagan in the 80s. He helped, but he also helped Hillary Clinton get voted into the Senate. He liked Obama. I liked this. In 2015, Rupert Murdoch supported Ben Carson. Remember Ben Carson?
How could I forget?
And tweeted, "What about a real black president who can properly address the racial divide and much else?" And then he followed it up with, "Apologies, no offense meant. Personally find both men charming. I love tits, Rupert Murdoch." He didn't say that part. I added that about the boobs. And of course, most famously, he supported Trump big time. Big time through Fox News, which is going to lead us to part of the problems that they're having today.
So throughout all this, he does what a lot of very rich men do. And this is my thing. Why do you need to get married so much?
Oh yeah, he got married, what, 5 times?
I think he's on his 5th marriage.
Good for him.
And
Good for all of them.
because right now there's all's well and good, right? He owns all these things. He can be a little conservative freak.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens? He's 93.
Yeah.
What happens if this guy takes one bad fall?
Yeah.
And he's decided what he wants to happen.
Mm-hmm.
He wants Lachlan Murdoch to take over, his son Lachlan. And this is after years of, a succession-like drama unfolding where for a time people thought it might be James Murdoch, his brother.
No.
He's basically got his 4 eldest children from his second marriage. What is it? Lachlan, James, Prudence, and Elizabeth.
Prudence and Elizabeth.
His
With an S, Elizabeth.
His second wife, when they divorced, he wanted to make sure they were all secure.
Mm-hmm.
So they made an it's so hard to say. Irrevocable trust, maintaining that each of the eldest 4 children, he's got, I think, 6 altogether, 2 more children, but they don't have voting rights. But each of these eldest 4 children will have equal voting rights.
And have a say in what happens with the companies after
with the massive empire.
Yeah, after Rupert croaks.
But the thing is, so he's decided he wants Lachlan to take over. Lachlan is very aligned with what Daddy wants.
Arguably more conservative than Daddy.
But James, Elizabeth, and Prudence, they're a bit
cooler.
I wouldn't go that far.
They smoke weed.
That's the thing. I want to be careful about. I think there's a bit of a narrative of like, oh, they're
they're just more moderate.
Right.
That's it. They're not.
And the funniest thing about all of this is that in pretty much every story that talks about this, they cite the election of 2020 as a turning point for them.
Right.
And you can't help but be like, it took till 2020 for you to be kind of disgusted by your father's feelings and all this.
So James and Lachlan were pretty much running things at Fox News, but he resigned from News Corp in 2020 and issued public statements about his disappointment with climate change denial being pushed by News Corp outlets in Australia. This was around the time of those huge bushfires that they had. And the media's lies that contributed to January 6th.
Important to note, James's wife is a climate change activist.
Yes, very important to note. So he and Lachlan ran it from 2015 to 2019, and their relationship started to get pretty shitty when they were disagreeing about Fox's treatment of Donald Trump, with Lachlan and Rupert taking sides against James and just pointing out, true to their very core, not worried about anything other than ratings. They're just, Rupert and Lachlan are like, what are you talking about, James? We got the record ratings. We got tits up the wazoo.
Don't be a wet blanket.
Everywhere.
Don't you like tits?
Yeah, don't you like tits? And like you said, so that trust was created in 1999. And what's happening now is it's really not complicated. So the key phrase there is irrevocable. That means that you can't change shit. But when they made it,
It basically means that it's hard to change shit.
It's hard to change.
It's obvious. These things do get changed, but it's very difficult.
Much like an old man's political beliefs. Very hard to change. The one case that would, the one asterisk there is if Rupert wanted to change the trust, he would have to prove that the change would be to benefit all of his heirs. And so, he's currently got a 40% voting share in both News Corp and Fox. And the prevailing wisdom here suggests that if Rupert wins, things will stay the same, if not intensified toward a even more conservative slant. Because, like we said, Lachlan would be, he would continue bringing them even further to right because he's even crazier. But if Rupert loses and the trust remains unaltered, there's a good chance that the other siblings are going to vote to outvote Lachlan and push the media empire more toward a moderate stance. And that's at the crux of what Rupert is going to try to prove would hurt his heirs, because his whole thing is, hey, we've built this entire empire upon conservatism and upon conservative media. Therefore, if we were to change it, it's kind of unproven, but we can confidently say that if we were to change it in any way, it would materially harm all of my heirs because it could drastically reduce the value of Fox News, of News Corp, etc. So,
and not only that, excuse me, not only that, he's going to argue that it's going to create all kinds of gridlock within the company and be very difficult to run because now you have 4 different people with voting rights, and they have to be included on all strategic moves at the company right now. So he's gonna argue that it's going to be bad for the company, bad for the heirs, and very difficult to run the company now.
Yeah, his case is going to be that any change in ideological direction and potential disagreement among the siblings would materially harm the company and thus allow him to modify the trust, since its current iteration, he'll probably argue, could negatively impact his heirs. But people who are close to the other siblings, James, I'm blanking,
Prudence
and Elizabeth, say that their concerns are with how Lachlan has been running the company, including and especially, so they point to their argument is, hey, the way things are going, it could actually negatively impact us already. Because look at what Lachlan just did with Fox News, having to pay out Dominion voting to the tune of like almost $1 billion. That was a huge thing because they just kept doubling and tripling, quadrupling down and not giving a flying fuck because they realize and they know that they've cemented themselves as just the sole trustworthy news source for Trump supporters, Trump lovers.
I like that he thought it was all going to just be fine. He thought he was going to tell the other kids.
Yeah.
And they were just going to be like, okay.
Oh, yeah, I love that part.
After filing his petition to amend the trust, Mr. Murdoch met separately with Elizabeth and Prudence in London, hoping to win their support. Instead, they were furious. Elizabeth responded to the possibility with a string of expletives. The fight has left Mr. Murdoch estranged from 3 of his children in his twilight years. None of them attended his wedding to Ilana Zukova, his 5th wife. Lachlan did go to the wedding, of course. He's daddy's little boy.
He's basically, what's his name?
Kendall.
He's basically Kendall. And the others are, Prudence is the older one who wants to run for political office. What's his name? Connor. Yeah. So it's really fun. Rupert calls this effort to change the trust, he called it Project Harmony.
Right, because he thinks if he succeeds, it will actually bring a lot more harmony to the family.
And it's really funny because all these kids are set for life already. I mean, they literally, each of the 6 kids got $2 billion from the Disney buyout.
Which I didn't quite understand. Rupert asked for some of that money from them after. And I'm pretty sure the other kids said no, but Lachlan said yes.
Wow. I wonder why he was cash poor.
I don't understand.
Interesting.
But yeah, each of them $2 billion from that Disney sale.
Yeah. James and Catherine said that they use a portion for climate change and combating what they call high-tech illiberalism. And apparently Rupert himself does not like James's outspokenness and calls him the, quote, troublesome beneficiary in communications. And he points out that, hey, the shit that you're railing against is what made you a billionaire in the first place. Just kind of like, oh, you ungrateful little twat. He probably calls him a twat.
Which I kind of understand. But this is the thing. If you're going to have that position, don't bring your kids into the company. Give them their money and then say, if you don't like it, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You give the money away to charity. But if you're going to bring them into the company and they're like seeing the inner workings of this thing and going, Jesus Christ, this is pretty fucked up.
Yeah, if I had that much money at that point, I would just say, you know what? Well, I guess if my dad was still alive in 93 and a billionaire who ran Fox News, I would probably feel a little bit of guilt and shame about the source of my wealth and what it did to contribute to the state of things, not only in the world, but in the United States. Just assassinate your dad.
It is all. It does raise
gets changed.
A lot of questions, and I don't know how much we'll find out. This is all happening. It's all sealed. We're not necessarily going to hear about all of it. It's happening in Nevada, which is The reason it's happening in Nevada is it's like it's the way every corporation is incorporated in Delaware. It's much more advantageous for
probate shit.
For probate shit.
Yeah.
Also, it's friendlier to trust with anytime there's creditors involved. All that kind of stuff. It's just a better place to have your trust done, and so it's all going to happen there in this probate court in Nevada. And
wow, look at him calling it Nevada.
What are you supposed to say?
No, you're calling it the right name.
Oh,
Nevada.
So
I say Nevada because I'm a piece of shit.
Oh,
but you said it was sealed. Is he gonna oversee the case?
Seal?
Mm-hmm.
I think he is. Yes, and then when there's a ruling, he will mark it with a kiss from a rose. But yeah, I don't know. These things always beg the question of.
I'm begging the question. I'm begging.
But truly, if you're one of these kids, why not just? I don't know. If you have any problem with it, cash out and get the fuck out.
Elizabeth runs a movie studio, a very famous one called Sister. They, if you know Good Grief, This Is Going to Hurt, Chernobyl, that series, that's all her. And she calls herself the Switzerland of the family.
Which is ridiculous. It's like, just leave.
Yeah.
No one's forcing you to be there. You've got plenty of money to go wherever you want.
Yeah.
I do think there is I think when you're watching Succession, you have those thoughts too. You're like, why don't any of these people just fucking take the money and leave? But I do think there is some kind of
because what would you
sickness and pathology where these people. What would you do? Anything you fucking want.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But I mean, they're
start run your movie studio with all the money you fucking have.
Yeah. Do your investment fund. Abscond
just
somewhere.
Get out of this.
Yeah.
Awful.
Pay some mercenaries to kill your dad.
Yeah.
Or your brother Lachlan.
You got the money for it.
Firebomb Fox News.
Get a 2-for-1 deal.
If you can't get it done via your voting shares, there's other means to get it done. You're a billionaire. You can find someone. You can pay someone. There are fixers out there. I know you know what I'm talking about, man. I know you know. Just do it.
I am very...
If you care, show us that you care. Do it. Poison Tucker Carlson.
He doesn't work.
He's not there anymore.
He's got the Tucker Carlson network now, and he's doing just fine. He's starting a very cool Zin competitor.
Yeah, because now Zin is somehow like pussified or something.
Everyone knows Zin.
There's pussies using Zin. And if women are using Zin,
it's for people who like tits. Just like his ex-boss.
Instead of Zin, it's tits.
But I am very curious what it... obviously, if you're watching this, you would hope that Rupert loses and we get to see...
That would be the most interesting outcome.
But genuinely, how much is actually going to change? I think at best, I don't know, they make another... CNN. Why did I say so many N's? Why did I say so many N's? Or I mean, I can't imagine it being some kind of news network that is honestly covering climate change stuff. Or I can't imagine James and Catherine are going to.
Yeah, I mean, you got to wonder how moderate, just how left leaning their politics actually go. I don't know, but it is interesting, the irony to me that the guy who founded a tabloid is dealing with all sorts of poisonous drama within his own family now. Was it worth it, Rupert? You've got all your children estranged from you, now you're battling them. And what do you care, man?
I would say
Who
he would
cares?
say it is worth it. He's got a lot of money.
Well, what is it? Do you love News Corp that much that you need it to go on and you don't give a rat fuck?
The best part about this too, I forgot. I want to mention that we were talking about the big old suck and fuck and how we were going to get back to that a little bit. But there's obviously people in American politics with a vested interest in having this conservative mouthpiece. And it's important to point out who is on the side of Rupert here and moving for some of these changes to the trust. So to bolster his argument that he's making change in order to benefit all of his heirs, Mr. Murdoch has moved to replace 2 of his longtime executives as his personal representatives on the trust with 2 people with more independence. One is William P. Barr, an attorney general under President George H.W. Bush and
Billy
Trump,
Barr,
who was also a guest at Mr. Murdoch's recent wedding. The court document shows that Mr. Barr is leading Mr. Murdoch's effort to rewrite the trust. It quotes Mr. Barr's statement when he introduced Mr. Murdoch's moves At the special meeting of the trust on December 6th, Mr. Murdoch said he knew the companies and the environment better than anyone else and believed that Lachlan was in the best position to carry on that successful strategy. So there are people who really do not want to lose what Fox News means to them.
It's a very, very, very powerful thing.
Yeah. So the sucking
he who
fuck
controls the media controls the tits.
That's
is it he who it's something like that.
That's
fool me once, shame on tits. Fool me twice, let me see him. We got to stop saying tits in this episode.
We'll put a tit counter in.
Someone's gonna be upset.
That Rupert said it. I didn't even say that.
Yeah, we didn't say it. He said it.
We quoted him.
Yeah, we quoted him.
He said it this many times.
He said
Google
it.
Rupert Murdoch tits.
Yeah,
and you'll see just how many times this guy popped off.
Or just Google tits and enjoy yourself.
And have at it.
Wait, so who's the other special person?
Oh,
Billy Barr. Who's the other guy or gal?
I think that was the real one sticking out.
Yeah.
He's really leading the charge with Lachlan to get this thing changed.
Well, so there you have it, folks. You're gonna be hearing about this pretty soon because it's in probate court as we speak, as this comes out. And if he can change it, basically all you got to know now is if you see the headline that the trust was successfully changed, that Rupert came out on top, like he probably will and always does, because that's what I think. I think he's going to be able to change it, successfully, and which means that the status quo will maintain. Everything will remain the same, if not get worse. And if he loses and the trust remains unaltered, hey, maybe we're leaving some, going to have a little bit of exciting times and maybe tone down the rhetoric from the old Fox News in the near future. Hopefully Rupert dies before, soon so that can start to happen.
That would be incredible.
I mean, obviously it's a big if he dies.
I'm almost certain he'll change it. And we're just going to see.
He'll win?
Yeah. And we're just going to see.
I think he's got a strong case. If I were the probate enforcer guy in Nevada, I would point to, I mean, you're right. The way that things are has proven to be completely just an unadulterated, massive, one of the biggest success stories in the history of media. So to alter that,
I could see it both sides.
Yeah, me too.
What you pointed out about their like that's a very valid argument from that we clearly have a business model here that works. But then the other stuff about Dominion, also, I don't know what the future of Fox looks like. I think their audience obviously skews old. Oh. Mm-hmm. I think the amount of lead ingested in the audience is maybe quite high, and I don't think they have a real transition plan in place for. They don't have like a huge digital footprint or any of that.
And just speaking of politics, and again, I mean,
and who are their stars anymore? They used to have Tucker Carlson.
I don't even know.
Bill O'Reilly. I mean, those people are still massive. I didn't realize Bill O'Reilly has.
He's like 7 feet tall. He's huge.
Has his own website with.
Yeah.
It's like BenandEmilShow.com, but way more successful.
He's also got the auto parts store. O'Reilly?
That's not him, I don't think.
Oh, it's not? Okay. Other Irish guy?
But yeah, now they got Jesse Waters. This guy he doesn't have it.
Wait, is that black guy?
No, he's a white guy, black hair. He tries to do the thing where he like says something repugnant.
That guy.
Just the most smug prick in the world.
Oh yeah.
Constantly telling on himself. And Greg Gutfeld.
Oh, Gutfeld, yeah.
Gutfeld.
He's crushing it in the ratings, apparently.
Is he really?
Yeah, you always see that he's like number one at night. I don't know, because old people don't sleep. Look at Phil's butt out there. Anyway.
But it's a pretty bleak lineup. So, I mean, I could see both, but good things don't usually happen.
I can see both good things don't usually happen too.
So.
Anyway, let's switch gears, shall we? Let's talk a little bit. Wait, actually, real fast. Just on that note, I've been speaking of Fox News and shit, I've been seeing RFK now leading the charge. RFK Jr. now. Dude.
I did see one lady go, they interviewed her and she said, I voted for Trump in 2016. I voted for Trump in 2020. And then the person said, well, what changed? And she said, I turned off Fox News.
Oh yeah, I saw that too. That Walter something. Oh, I don't like that guy. I know what he's trying to do, and I just think that he sucks at it. Trying to be like a troll he wants to be on the Daily Show so bad, and it's like, bud, you're not good enough. Sorry.
You heard it here first, Walter Matheson. Give up your dreams. Ben Kahn thinks you suck.
I think he sucked. But so RFK
is leading the charge in sleeping with young journalists.
Of making America healthy again. And it just goes back to what we talked about last week.
I actually don't think he slept with her.
I don't think he did either. But it goes back to what we talked about last week with Peter Thiel being on Joe Rogan and them railing against government regulation. But out the same side of their little buttholes, they're talking about how microplastics and all sorts of shit are ruining us and making us unhealthy. And it's like, bitch, that is your lack of government regulation at work. That's it. You cannot simultaneously call for a decrease in regulations to let the free market do its thing and then not act surprised when the corporations poison us.
No,
and
Ben,
put
don't you get
microplastics directly into my balls.
If companies make food that's unhealthy for people and makes them fat, then those companies will fail because people will stop buying those foods.
That's not true.
That is true. That's the free market at work, the invisible hand.
The invisible hand is...
Anything other than that is fucking rank communism, and you're a pinko loser.
The invisible hand is too busy jerking off its invisible dick. That's what's going on. The invisible hand has done nothing but edge itself and just refuses to come. Because
wait, so what is RFK Jr.'s plan in
I don't know, to do something to make, we gotta get healthier stuff in schools and we gotta move away from genetically modified, crops and stuff. Like, okay, then you know what that's gonna require? Government regulations.
No.
It's gonna require shit like that. All right, enough of that shit. All right, let's
Olivia Nuzzi? I didn't know that's how you say her name, and I thought it was Nuzzi.
I thought it was Nuzzy.
Olivia Nuzzi.
She's got 400,000 people subscribed to her Substack.
Woo.
Yeah.
Did that go up because of? No, it was just always.
I can't imagine.
Apparently, they were just sexting. She also did a very funny thing.
What'd she do?
Well, she has not released a statement, so I don't know. But RFK Jr. has tried to get ahead of it and said that. Because did you read her story about him?
No.
It's insane. They went on this hiking thing. He picks her up in this van with his like insane dogs, and it's also just it's so crazy to fall for this man and desire him.
I think it's
after the
probably
story,
pretty easy. He's a Kennedy. Women love Kennedys.
Yes,
even though you're probably gonna die or something because they're cursed.
You need to read the story though. He pulls up in this beater van with like 3 dogs and is just like getting and they're driving to the hike and he's like, shut up.
Hey, shut up, magnate.
But anyway, he's getting ahead of it. He's saying that she was bombarding him with explicit images.
Damn.
And then
taking a page out of Rupert's book, sending boobs, huh?
And then he blocked her. And then she emailed him.
Wow, what are you, a teen?
She emailed him to be like, hey, I actually, I need you to unblock me just for some,
story purposes?
Yeah, we need to go over whatever. And then he says that he unblocked her after that. And she sent him more nudes or whatever.
Do you think she was trying to...
And and then he said, I blocked her again after that.
Do you think she was trying to pull one over on him and get him to like respond and play along? And then
no,
because why would you do that?
Freaks. I mean, her current, or I guess that relationship is probably over now. But she was engaged to a guy who left his family, a 50-year-old.
She was engaged to a 50-year-old who left his family for her.
For her.
Dang, girl, Olivia, what are you doing? What are you doing, girl? Stop going for these unavailable men. They're emotionally unavailable.
Well, but then they become available.
Yeah, but that's not a good recipe for a successful relationship.
I say, what is it? Girl boss, gatekeep,
titty,
something.
Titty mag.
Girl boss, gatekeep,
titty.
No. Either way. Also, We need to maybe study the Kennedys. Is there something
they had a curse
wrong with them where they maybe it's way beyond sexual addiction, but maybe they can't live without did you see that you saw the JFK quote of
I can't get
I get these terrible migraines if I don't get a strange piece of ass every day.
I thought that was RFK Jr. who said that.
No,
it was JFK.
There's something broken.
There's a curse. And it was at its peak with JFK getting his head famously shot off in front of everybody. And then his brother RFK famously getting shot, but not in front of everybody, but
in front of a lot of people.
In front of a good amount of people. And then another Kennedy who like got drunk and crashed his car in Martha's Vineyard and drowned that poor woman that he was with. And then one of them has red hair. No, the curse is wearing off is what I'm saying. And then RFK Jr., the curse is now so impotent that it just affects his voice and makes him do a bunch of crazy shit.
The Kennedys are proof that God is real and he doesn't like it when you're
Irish people?
Sexually promiscuous.
Oh. I don't know why I'm ranked on Irish, but I love Irish people.
No, he doesn't. He talks about how much he doesn't like them all the time.
I love that. I love that. The Lucky Charms, all the colors of the rainbow.
Oh, that's brutal. You're so mean to them.
Is that Scottish?
The Lucky Charms are that guy's Scottish.
Wait, I seriously don't know.
He's Scottish.
Are you fucking?
No, the Lucky Charms guy, the leprechaun, is Scottish.
No, leprechauns are Irish. Sorry, but no, Marty McFly's family in Back to the Future.
Marty McFly, our most famous Irish American.
Oh, maybe they were Irish. So yeah, RFK Jr.
He's getting him fit.
And he like cut off a whale, the head of a whale with a chainsaw,
which is very cool.
It's. I mean, I listen. Just let me say it. I think he's funny and interesting. and
I feel like I would just like to stop learning about this man.
Yeah. I would just like to hang out with him because he's a maniac, and I love maniacs. Hey, why don't we go down to the beach and cut off that whale's head, and dig around inside, see what we find.
Which came out because his daughter was getting interviewed, and she was like, "Yeah, growing up with my dad was insane. We would just
he sounds like an adventurer.
We're gonna go down and." But for like of his own making, there's no.
Hell yeah!
He's just a Kennedy with too much money and he's
in a great tan.
And that curse of just getting sick if you don't fuck someone.
His voice,
just
I went.
That's how that happened. He went too long without fucking, and if you're a Kennedy, it's like
you either get shot in the head or you lose your voice.
Yeah, that's what happened to. JFK. He was on that dang Dallas trip.
Yeah, and he wasn't getting laid.
Could not get any strange.
Yeah.
His head exploded.
And his head Didn't
He's going, I got one of those migraines.
Didn't RFK Jr. say and Jackie Onassis was like, honey, don't worry about it. When the parade is over, I'll suck you off and it'll be good. He's like, dear, I don't think I can make it that long. The precious building. Hurry up, get me out of here. And then boom, done, gone. But I believe RFK Jr. said that, or maybe this was a joke.
That could just be Irish Catholics. I mean, that's why they have so many fucking kids. They just cannot stop fucking.
Yeah, or their heads will explode. Who's talking shit on Irish people now? Good God.
I think it's cool that they fuck so much.
I do too. I think it's great. But correct me if I'm wrong, didn't RFK Jr. say that they let him alone with his dad's dead body?
He would fuck it.
And he like dug around in the hole or something, the bullet hole?
I don't know.
Maybe I made that up.
I could not correct you if
I think I made that up, but I think that that's very funny to think about. And that's probably something that he did do. They left me alone in there to say goodbye to my dad, and I saw the hole, and so I thought I'd dig around in there and see what I can find. Okay, so YouTube's got these new ads, right? So things are about to get, if you love ads, this is great news.
Huge news for ad lovers.
Huge news for ad lovers. Everybody out there is talking about it. They started this pilot program in 2023. It was a huge hit for ad firms and for Google, and a huge disappointment for everyone else who's not an ad firm or not Google. Basically, when you pause YouTube, it has you'll start seeing ads now. I don't think that they play. I think that they're just like banner ads.
Which, if you use YouTube, you know that the whole thing is slowly becoming unused. You should pull up that screenshot you have of just the way they currently
Yeah.
implant ads on.
The mid-roll ads. So what I try to do.
If you're an audio listener, I'm sorry, but you're going to just have to.
So YouTube has this function where when we upload, we tell it like, hey, there's a little bit of explicit language, whatever. And it says, okay, you're still good to post ads. And then it says, do you want to place, you basically have no choice. It's just either it's going to have ads or it's not. And then when we hit publish, it automatically populates the entire timeline with mid-roll ads. And it takes a minute for it to like figure out where to place them. And then sometimes I forget, but I like to go in almost immediately and delete as many as possible, because otherwise it's going to make it unwatchable. And I just screenshotted this. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 over the course of 70 minutes. That's just, I actually don't know if every single person watching would get one at all of these intervals, but still. So I go in and I delete like all except for 2.
It's
because my thought is, if you're watching it and you keep getting these, I'm just going to click out. I'm not going to watch this shit, no matter how much I love the Ben and Emil Show, the greatest podcast known to man on YouTube.
Is that what it was voted?
Yeah. People voted. Yeah.
Well, that's good. We've got a lot of competition.
We got but we wiped it.
We're coming for the number 3 show, Talk to
the Joe Rogan podcast,
and Tucker Carlson.
Tucker Carlson's Wacky World.
Tucker Carlson's Wacky World.
That's what they should call it. Welcome to the Wacky World. I'm Tucker Carlson. Today we're going to be talking about clowns. They scare me. My wife likes them. I don't. So yeah, YouTube says it's meant to be a less interruptive experience. I mean, I guess, because yeah, when you pause it, who cares? If you're not looking, you're not looking. It'll be more money for us, probably to the tune of a 1/10 of a penny each time you pause.
So please pause our episode every so often. Get that ad. Support any way you can.
Also, good news: Hulu, AT&T, Sling TV, they also started doing pause ads. So enjoy it while you can, folks.
It sucks though. I always joke that, we exist to consume ads. That's all we were put on this planet for. But I think Amazon might do it. I just fucking hate it when I pause something and I see a fucking ad.
Mm-hmm. Unless it's an ad from our show when you pause it. Then I
didn't know this was a thing. I have a Kobo e-reader on Kindles.
A what? You have a what?
Kobo e-reader. It's basically a Kindle competitor.
Is that named after like a monkey in a zoo? It sounds like a monkey name, Kobo. Kobo the monkey.
Yeah, Kobo. He was the first monkey to ever read in captivity.
Oh, wow.
And so they named it after him.
Don't lie to me, because I'll believe you. Go on.
Kobo was the monkey that they made. They told that
trying another?
That Robin Williams died and it cried.
Yeah. That was Coco.
That was Coco.
Yeah.
Got you. But when apparently you can turn it off by paying, but when you let your Kindle sit, it just plays ads for the schlockiest bullshit AI generated books that people are trying to sell. Because the only way I found out was my friend had it sitting there. I was like, "Are you reading My Car Goes Fast?" And they were like, "No, it's fucking." So you just look like a jackass.
My brother just found an AI generated Instagram account that's just a bunch of like face app looking faces of this guy, and it's got like 40,000 followers. And then when you go to who the account is following, it's following a bunch of similar looking accounts, and we couldn't figure it out. And then I just concluded it's probably a bunch of AI bots interacting with each other, farming clicks and whatnot for who knows why. But
for who knows why.
Yeah, God knows why.
I can't wait till it's all AI.
I don't want it yet.
No, I'm want it now. Yet. I want to be able to just put on. I just want something to talk to me.
Yeah. Well,
and if I'm all out of my my Nazi podcast in the top 10, then I need something. And I've listened to the latest Talk to Her.
Jesus. God bless her. Well, speaking of AI. So this is John Mulaney. These are some excerpts, and I'm not a huge fan of his, just mainly because I feel like he wouldn't like me.
And Ben preemptively doesn't like someone who he thinks might not like them.
Well, I did meet him once, and he wasn't kind. He was just, he was probably high on cocaine, though, and drunk, now that I look back at it. Should I read this whole thing? What are you thinking?
I think it's quite funny.
Yeah, he said, let me get this straight. You're hosting a Future of AI event.
Wait. Well, you got to, I don't think you said where it was.
This was in San Francisco for Salesforce, and it was an event called Dreamforce, which is all about the future of AI. And he said, let me get this straight. You're hosting a Future of AI event in a city that has failed humanity so miserably.
Pretty good. That's a good joke.
He said, you look like a group who looked at the self-checkout counters at CVS and thought, this is the future. That's pretty good. If AI is truly smarter than us and tells us that we should die, then I think we should die. And then he said, so many of you feel imminently replaceable. Can AI sit there in a fleece vest? Can AI not go to events and spend all day at a bar? What's important here is that we're looking for solutions. And in looking for solutions, what we're really after is insights, which then lead to success. Now, start prepping the humans for robots. Some of the vaguest language ever devised has been used here in the last 3 days. The fact that there are 45,000 trailblazers here couldn't devalue the title anymore. Oh, man. He said he thanked the attendees for the world you're creating for my son. Well, he will never talk to an actual human again. Instead, a little cartoon Einstein will pop up and give him a sort of good answer and probably refer him to another chatbot. We're just two guys hitting wiffle balls badly and yelling.
You're going to have to.
He shared an anecdote about how he and his son, who is nearly 3, like to play baseball in their front yard. We're just two guys hitting wiffle balls badly and yelling good job at each other. It's sort of the same energy here at Dreamforce. Love that.
The best part of all this is they probably paid him millions of dollars.
500,000. I would say 500 grand.
I would say probably more.
Really?
He's
probably $1 million.
The most popular working stand-up comedian right now. It's surprising that he would take a corporate gig. I imagine it was one of those situations where they asked him to do it and he gave a joke number and they were like, okay. And he was like, all right, fuck it.
Yeah.
And you got to give it to anyone who takes that opportunity to take the money and then also say, go fuck yourselves.
I am getting so tired of the bots, man. I still have not had my insurance reinstated by Kaiser Permanente.
For those of you guys following the Ben Kahn Kaiser Permanente saga, he still has not had.
First, they told me, "Well, you've got to pay us back the back."
And he doesn't
premiums.
have the money because he's broke.
No, they said you got to pay us $1,600 or so, and I said, "Okay." I paid it, and then they said your insurance should be reinstated any day now. You'll get an email. Within a few weeks, I still did not have my insurance reinstated. So I called again. They said, actually, it looks like you owe us about $650 more. And I said, okay, here's my credit card. Charge me. And then they said, we've escalated this to a manager and it should get reinstated within a week. 2 weeks again passed. So I called again last night because I realized I'm probably going to be getting low on my prescription soon.
Oh, no.
And I don't want to deal with this again. And the lady, first, I had to call and talk to a robot.
Boner
and
pills
the robot
and balding medication?
My boner what medication?
Boner pills and balding medication?
Yeah, because I want to get bald and lose my chronic
And now
boner.
he's not taking it. He's getting acne.
I got... Yeah, I called and I was like... They were like, the robot said, I can understand complete sentences, which is bullshit because I'm not going to be able to speak in a coherent sentence, mainly consisting of, I need my medication because I'm turning bald and I'm losing my boner.
My dick is soft.
My dick is softening and it's giving me acne. And then it says...
And no matter how many tits I look at in Rupert Murdoch's magazines, I can't get hard.
It doesn't work. And then they say, enter, please say or enter your member ID number. And so I do. And I say everything that they want me to say, my name, my date of birth.
Oh my God, this story
my zip
sucks.
code. And then a fucking person comes on the phone.
There's going to
and
be
they
no
say,
payoff. There's going to be no
what is your
payoff.
member ID number? And I want to
Cut off. Can you mute his mic? I can't hear the story anymore. Cut it off. Mute the mic.
I almost said to the lady, but I knew you got to be nice because I know it's not her fault. But I wanted to say, why are you asking me for the fucking member ID, lady, when I just gave it to the fucking robot? What's the point of the robot?
Can you end the story now?
That's it. So
Thank
now
you.
she said, I elevated it.
You
I
said that was
escalated
it.
it.
You said that
I
was it.
escalated it to a manager, and it looks like you're going to get your coverage again, so you can get your boner pills and your bald pills, and you're going to lose all those pimples, sir. And I love you. And I said, I love you too. Her name was
Christ.
Ariana. Because I remember thinking, like,
I
the
feel
grande.
like
This show's gone off the rails. What time are we at?
I feel like the amount of times you tell me about a phone call you had with a
Robot?
with a customer service rep is too many. We're
Here's. I should have done this for Rupert.
we've hit our limit, and if I wanted to do that, I could just volunteer at an old folks home.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, so that about does it for the end of this episode. Shoot. Did we? Oh man. Okay.
What?
I'll tell you after. So why don't you follow us into the
Oblivion.
bonus episode? We're gonna march you right off a cliff, dipshit. betterthemealshow.com. That's betterthemealshow.com. We're gonna join you up there at the bonus. See you next week.